Obviously, we're gonna have a lot of anger on this episode.
Yes,
It's gonna be a lot. Might be a little bit of ranting, might be a lot of yelling. But before we get there, we just want to recognize and honor the fact that it is National Truth and Reconciliation Day in Canada. I don't know if it's not a worldwide thing.
I think it's just Canadian thing.
Just
because
Canadian.
It's
because we're the jackasses that did it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just wanted to recognize that. Obviously, I can't really speak on it much. It's not my place.
Not as versed as we should be.
No, and it's not my place to speak for most people. So I'm just gonna listen and hear what everybody else has to say on this day for pretty much every year. It's not a celebration. It's a day to learn.
Yes.
So you should be out there learning today at least.
Yes.
So yeah, baseball.
Yes.
We went very many different vibes throughout the last couple days.
Like oh man, I
think we'll just go in order because I got a lot to say about the Yankee series. Obviously,
we got to start.
Yankees fans in general.
The fans and viewers and listeners, a majority of this will be talking about the Yankee series.
Yes,
so we will get to the Yankee series.
Get to it.
For 80% of the today will be about the Yankees. Yes. But we have to start with what happened first.
Yes, we like to go in order here, not necessarily in order of importance, but we like to miss what happened.
Yes, don't miss.
That didn't even make sense. That didn't make sense.
well, yeah.
It's been a long day. All right.
Yeah. All right. It's fine. So last week we played Tampa for the final time this year. Again,
I'm just shocked we're doing an episode where we're not playing Tampa.
I know.
This is so cool. We haven't done this in forever.
Dude, our next one might be playing Tampa.
Shit.
God damn it. All right, we'll get there. We'll get there. All right. But yeah, before that series even started, we got terrible news.
Yeah. Literally 10 minutes after we finished the podcast.
Yeah, like that's what pissed me off. I sent that to you like as the minute I went to go eat and we found out that Santiago Espinal, Blue Jays second baseman, went on the IL for an oblique.
Yeah, those are the worst.
and our keen Blue Jays fans will remember Danny Jansen and Teoscar Hernandez both missed obliques. Like a month with obliques.
Seems like everyone on this team ends up with some sort of oblique problem. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, what was it? It was George last year, and then it was
somebody else last year too.
Danny.
Didn't we have a pitcher or something that had oblique issues?
I think, but
didn't Nate have oblique issues at one point? Probably. Nate's had every issue.
Yes, Nate. What are Nate's issues? Yes.
Yeah. It's easier to talk about what Nate doesn't have. So
that's
So that was the first piece before we even got to the series. That's
before we even get into the games.
But it didn't matter. You know why? Because Whit motherfucking Merrifield
in Tampa Bay is ridiculous.
Oh my God, he's the GOAT.
Which actually brings us to a segment that
early and often today.
We're gonna coin this segment the Chris Black stat of the week.
Early and often on this one. I'm gonna be honest.
Whit Merrifield in his career in every other MLB stadium has 72 home runs in 881 games. This is as of the September 24th, 2022, which is one for every 12.2 games. At Tropicana Field, the most disgusting ballpark.
The worst park in baseball. It's not
worst
close.
Park in baseball. It's Olympic Stadium levels of bad.
Yep.
6 home runs in 16 games. So that's one of every 2.7.
It's only gotten worse too because he hasn't homered in anywhere else since.
Nope.
Tampa Whit is the GOAT, man. It's incredible. He was so good in that series. He won himself a job. Cav hasn't played 2 since.
Yeah,
it's insane. Cav played 1 game and it was at first base.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
There's some. Hold up, where was it? There was something that I found about Whit Merrifield that was insanely interesting. If I can pull it back up. All right. So Whit Merrifield told Shai Davidi on the 24th that he has more power than we might think. So
I wouldn't have believed that before that series.
But here, court again, Chris Black figured out if Whit Merrifield played all of his career home games at Rogers Center, he would have 21 more home runs.
Really? Because
Kauffman Stadium is
big. Yeah, all right.
Oh, Kaufman is good. Replace Kaufman with Roger Center. Like
Yeah,
he probably
that's true.
would. Like so,
Hey.
but yeah,
We have Whit for a while, right? Like Whit's here to
he's
stay.
He's at least here till next year. I know that. And then there's an option for the next year after that.
Let me look it up.
Oh,
and we'll see, because we've done this before.
Yes,
and it turned out he had a long time.
He's a piece that like could apparently he's finding his swing at the right time,
buddy. He's here this year, next year, and the year after.
Is any of those options?
Nope. Straight up, as far as I can see here, it's just straight up. You got it.
All right.
The third one might be an option.
Okay,
because it's a different color.
Well, yeah. Okay, that's probably an option.
Oh wait, here we go. 2024 mutual option includes a $500,000 buyout. I don't think they're going to pick up that option because the salary goes up to 18 mil.
Yeah, you need that to get back.
But
people.
It's 7 right now.
Yeah, that's
what is it? 2.75 next year.
Yeah,
so he's absolutely staying for next year.
For what he's doing, it's fine. Like,
if you keep playing Whit, apparently it works. Whit's been great ever since that Tampa series.
Ever since he, like went back to doing the thing that he did every day
for years.
For years in Kansas City, play every day.
Whit saw the ball that got dropped when Espinal went down, and he picked that thing up and he ran with it. Sprinted Tyreek Hill style with that thing. Just incredible.
Yeah, that's just like
crazy.
And then we gotta flip to some
I can't. Do you remember? I don't remember which game was which. I just have a bunch of
First two we got destroyed.
Right.
Second two we destroyed them.
Right, that's how that went. Alek Manoah pitched game 3.
Alek Manoah pitched game 3 and
that was the Whit game. That was the one where Whit was our only offense to win 3-1.
3-1. And then,
there's a 0% chance you're throwing Alek Manoah in game 162.
Oh yes, it's actually.
I know we had this conversation already.
We did, but you can't throw him. There's
no, especially if you're up the Rays. Manoah dominated them. Them. You're bringing him back to pitch against the Rays. I do not care.
Kikuchi is throwing 162.
Sure. Fuck it. I'll pitch 162. Sign me for a day. It does not matter. I don't even care.
Like, you want to bring up Casey Lawrence, Foster Griffin, and Nate Pearson for an inning?
Sure. I don't even care if you pitch Mitch White again. Go for it. I don't care about that game. Game means nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Even if it means home field, it means nothing.
And then game 4 was the game that I did not expect us to win because it was McClanahan against Ross Stripling. We touched McClanahan the fuck up.
I don't even know how. I thought we've never hit McClanahan.
No. In
the history of his year and a half long career, never hit him.
2 of the bombs that were hit in that game.
It's the second longest of Teo's career, right? That one?
464, 113 off the bat.
Oh, yeah, not bad. Not bad.
And then George's, I don't think landed when he hit it to dead center. Like,
still going.
Like, dude, like literally,
it actually got picked up by the hurricane and taken away.
Oh god, yeah. But like, dude, that was the fact that you never saw the ball. Like the ball got hit. The ball got hit, and you just see Jose Siri looking up, and it's like, all right, this ball
later, ball's
out. I guess. Sure, cool.
Yeah, what a great game,
bro. We need George. Please keep doing
that. There's not a lot of talking points in this series because it was a while ago now. But the thing with that series, it was like you and I talked about it going into it, and we're like, if we come out of it with split, we're great. We're still exactly where we were when we came in. It's fine,
and we did that.
Yeah, they went into game 1 and 2 though, and it was like, this is horrible.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're sitting at a wild card 3 here, and
you're just hoping you don't get swept at that point,
right? Because what was it? They had Rasmussen and McClanahan, or was Rasmussen one of the losses already?
Yes, or was it Springs?
It was Springs and McClanahan.
Yeah, just guys that cook us every single time.
Regardless, yeah, and it's just like, oh boy.
And it was like, you're like, man, we're looking at 2 of their best guys. We lost game 1 and 2. It just looks awful. And then you take those 2 wins, and it's like, all right, we're right back where we wanted to be.
Washed, and we get to the most fun part of my week. All right, everybody.
Before we get there, I gambled a lot on this series.
Oh yes, you did.
Because there was a big moment in this series that was supposed to happen numerous times. And game 1 and 2, I bet it both times. And I use BetStamp for it.
Yes.
Because you should be using BetStamp by now if you've been listening to the podcast, because I'm going to keep talking about it. BetStamp's phenomenal. You can shop all the lines you want for any sport you want, and it'll give you the best odds every single time, depending on where you gamble. You're going to make a little bit more money. You can go to other people like us. We're on there. You can see what we're betting on. You can see where I'm losing. You can do all of that. You can post your own stuff on there. You can have people follow you and see what you're betting on. Just a great social experience, and you're going to make a little bit of extra money every single time. So if you want to go on the link in the description below, or you can go to betstamp.app, use the promo code ASports when you sign up. That's EH Sports. And we're going to help you make some more money. Plain and simple.
And who doesn't love winning money?
I didn't make any money on those ones because I kept betting on Judge to hit 61 because I figured that was a given at the Rogers Center.
You know what? Okay. Well, we gotta start with game one.
Okay. Well, game one, is that the one that we walked him 4 times? No.
It was no. That was the infamous "This is my house" walk-off game.
Oh, my house.
This is my house. No, this is the game where John Schneider put his balls on the table and it worked.
Oh, I fucking love John. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, we're back.
We're back. We're in the zone now. All right. So,
I got this. I fucking love John Schneider.
Yes. So for folks that didn't know what happened, it was the top of the 10th. It was a tie game.
Yes.
It was 2 men on, 2 out. Anthony Bass was on the mound. Aaron Judge is coming in. So you know what John Schneider did? He said, "Hold up a second. I'm gonna go get me Timmy Meza," and everybody's like,
"What?"
Wervy's like, "What? Huh?" Clearly, as we would find out later, not a great matchup.
No, lefty righty, not pretty. Like, it's not good.
But we go to commercial. You see Meza warming up, and everybody's still like, "Excuse me, what's happening here? We're still gonna do this." And then John Schneider, as Aaron Judge is about to step in the box and plant his foot, he puts up the 4.
He says 4 like John Schneider.
He says, "Get your ass down the line. We don't want to see you.
I ain't seeing 61 to win the game, big boy. No, get down there.
We'll face the Paisan." And it worked.
And it worked brilliantly. On top of that, like, hey, if Rizzo gets a hit, Rizzo gets a hit.
Yeah.
But you added a batter onto Tim Maze's ledger. So if you intentional walk him while Bass is still on the mound, then Meza still has to face 3.
Yes.
But because you intentionally walk him when Meza's on the mound, he only has to face 2, and one of them's a lefty. I don't know who was behind him. There might have been another lefty, but
I think it was Glaber. Glaber Torres was behind him, I believe.
Glaber's a righty, right?
Glaber's a righty. Yes.
Yeah. So 1 lefty regardless. Only 2 guys. That's phenomenal. That's brilliant. Brilliant stuff from John Schneider. And Yankees fans hated it. And I loved it.
I eat that shit up. I eat that salt, man.
And it worked. It was so much better that it worked. Because
and you know, it was a bit of karma because the next half inning,
they had the opportunity.
You know what Aaron Boone didn't do with 2 outs? He didn't walk Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with
respect to that man.
Bases. To that man who proceeds to say, "Oh, you're gonna throw me a slider because I can't hit sliders anymore." Hundo 17 off the bat, game winner.
My house.
And 30 feet per second sprint speed by our boy Kevin Biggio.
My house. Also, I don't know what Kevin was doing on that fly ball from
No. Here's my thing.
It was.
Here's my thing with it. There was Bo Bichette hit the ball. Okay. Kevin, like, they said this on the broadcast. If there's no outs, Kevin tags up.
Yeah, I don't agree with it.
No, if there's no outs when Bo's up, Kevin tags up regardless. It's the fact that it's okay. Fine, Brent. Say Bo,
the only thing like
say Bo the same thing happens, but Kevin gets the third. Still 2 outs. Vlad would still
no, I know, but like you can score on a pass ball from third. You can't score on that from second.
That's not Gary Sanchez back there anymore, man.
Anything can happen, bro. I'm just it was weird to me because like the thing there is if he tags, then and Judge misses the ball, you're scoring. You're scoring easily if you're Kevin Biggio because it's gonna bounce away because he's going back to the wall. It's gonna bounce off the wall and ricochet away. You're scoring. Pretty easily if you're Kevin Biggio. That guy can fly. And worst case, you have Bo on second anyways if he misses it. So it just, I would have tagged. Personally, I would have tagged, no problem. Because then he comes away with it, you're on third. Didn't matter, though.
Yeah.
Because it's my house.
Yeah, we can. All right. But before we get to It's My House, I need to bring up something here.
Mm-hmm.
I say this with all of my chest and my soul. fuck Josh Donaldson. Because during an
That guy's
at bat,
such a baby, bro.
during an at bat, it was Kevin Gausman against Josh Donaldson.
Yeah.
Kevin Gausman proceeds to throw 4 sliders and 2 splitters and strike him out. Upon striking Josh Donaldson out, Josh Donaldson turns around in front of the camera for everybody to see and calls Kevin Gausman a fucking pussy. Hey, Josh, maybe like
learn to hit a breaking ball, bro.
Maybe don't swing it 4 breaking balls out of the zone.
He's not going to challenge you. He's been good lately. JD's been hitting the ball.
Yes, but like
I'm not throwing him a fastball. That's all he can hit.
Dude, has like on a serious question, has anybody ever like gone from like
hero to zero
in the Blue Jays fan base so quick, harder than Josh Donaldson? Okay, I'll say disregarding legal matters.
Okay.
Because Roberto,
I would say, I would say this one's Yunel Escobar maybe, but not so much a hero.
No,
Jose Reyes is one that happened in his time here because he came in and was like super like, oh my god, we got Jose Reyes, and then he stunk up the joint.
We're all like, oh, we still have Jose Reyes.
But but I don't think that even I don't know if that compares to Donaldson. Honestly, you might be right. I think he might be the peak.
He's the peak of like
just douchebaggery.
Which then I get douchebaggery gets us into game 2.
Mm-hmm.
With everything that we knew with the My House and everything. So then the Blue Jays end up losing that game, and before we get to
game 2,
go ahead.
Because I want to address the whole anger of Yankees fans.
Yeah, please.
Behind the fact that we're celebrating what the fuck is this? This is their World Series bullshit. Nah, bro, we're happy we won a game.
We want to walk off. We walked off a game to put our magic number to 3.
Have you seen the numerous amounts of times Yankees fans have edited their walk-off videos into the Moneyball thing? Like they just won the
Here's the thing about that Moneyball thing too. If you put the Moneyball hit in context, that's a team breaking a win streak record. For context,
it's a team that did it with like a $50 payroll.
Yes, and for context, the Yankees this season have like a top 5 payroll in the league.
Oh my god!
And at that time, with the walk-off their Moneyball moment was them to quote unquote get out of their worst streak of the season. But oh wait, it didn't get them out of that losing streak because they then proceeded to lose 3 out of 4 to the Blue Jays at Yankee Stadium.
They've done this so many times.
They did it.
Like they did it. Who was the walk-off just before our series? Stanton's grand slam.
Grand slam. Like
they did it for that. They went nuts in there. And like,
dude,
that's okay.
When they do
good,
it,
you celebrate. But when we do it, because we're better at it. Like, sorry, we have more fun.
When we do it, it's it's their World Series. When they do it, it's look at the passion. This team never quits.
Yeah, like
what
the
team
fuck
did it? Like
you got, I don't remember his actual name, but Brucey from The Longest Yard. Buddy's out there chirping us in the stands. It's like Nick Torturo. Yeah.
Bro,
he's chirping Canadians like, oh, they only cheer when they win. Well, when do you want me to cheer, bro?
You know what? At least we're not fucking booing our guys.
Holy shit. Like, what do you want me to do, man?
I'm sorry we're neutral when things aren't going well.
Like, what? I'm so like, and then it's just the second time this year that this has been a thing where it's like, oh, this is their World Series. No, man, we're just happy we won a division game and we're this much closer to clinching.
You know what? If there's any, like, I feel like this one got more heat than the one when Vladdy was doing the splits and like pumped his chest. That somehow that got more heat than the first one. Because if we're gonna play devil's advocate, which I hate doing, that one was to avoid getting swept.
Yeah, it was a
this one. It was a phenomenal play. Yeah. This one was the first game of the series that the Blue Jays needed.
You're hyped. You need wins right now, and there was a huge win.
Yeah,
like for the Yankees, it didn't matter. Like they took a loss, whatever. You win the next day, you're still in.
The Yankees needed to win one game the rest of the season to clinch the division.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter to them if they lose. Who cares? They're not in the position we're in. Like, we need every fucking win we can get right now.
Here's my thing. How much does the discourse about the My House thing changes so much if the Yankees win game 3 instead of game 2? If we take the first 2 and then they clinch game 3, the discourse changes completely.
So let's just slide into game 2.
Game 2. So this is the infamous Aaron Judge walked 4 times game.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. Aaron Judge got walked 4 times.
Yes.
If you weren't watching the game, you would, judging by Twitter reactions, you think he got 16 balls and no strikes.
Man, there were idiots. Was it the governor or something? I don't know. Someone,
Was the
governor
of
of Connecticut, right? Thank you. That came out and said, if you walk, this is the worst part. He goes, if you walk a slugger like Aaron Judge, there's nobody like Aaron Judge for starters. It's Aaron Judge and that's it. But he goes, if you walk a slugger like Aaron Judge once, it's a walk. If you do it twice, it's 2 bases. If you do it 3 times, it's 3 bases. If you do it 4, it's equivalent to a home run.
No.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
There's so many things that I can go into with the second game because we're going to, because man, like, I love Yankees fans were all like, why isn't he should be getting treated like Barry Bonds. He's getting all meatballs. And then the second he stops getting pitches to hit, everybody's like, oh, you're pussies.
The Jays pitched him perfectly for 2 games. I don't give a shit.
There was full counts in almost every at bat that he was in.
Yes.
Like,
you know why it took him 3 games to hit the bomb? Because that's when it became less meaningful. It didn't, the at-bats didn't matter. They had already clinched. We still technically had a chance to win the division. So I'm not giving Aaron Judge anything. To top it off, every walk he had was a 3-2 count. Every single one. Like don't blame us for walking the guy. Swing the bat and hit the fucking thing, dude.
Right. And you know what? Kudos there, because I remember there was a specific at bat that Aaron Judge had against, it was against Jose Barrios.
Mm-hmm.
Jose Barrios got it to, it was 0-2, and then like he felt like it was a couple pitches.
He worked the count.
He worked it.
Yeah.
And Judge's biggest thing this year is he could not hit a changeup to save his goddamn life.
No.
He spits on 2 of the dirtiest Jose Barrios changeups for a walk. Like, fucking kudos. Like, that gets most people to, that gets most Yankees
all
to swing.
4 of those at-bats, from my recollection, were phenomenal at-bats. Like, he worked the shit out of the count.
The amount of times that I think he, like, in 3 of those at-bats, I think he started 0-2 and walked.
Yeah, literally. Like, and just came back and worked it. It was incredible.
Like, and then, like,
just still on the same subject. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So everyone gets worked up about, like, oh, they're walking. He's walked 106 times this year. You know how many times Barry Bonds walked in the year that he hit 74?
Like double.
The actual record, by the way. 74 home runs.
We'll get to that.
177 walks.
Yeah. So
I can't see Aaron Judge walking 71 times in the next 6 games.
I was just saying, if Aaron Judge gets walked like every single back for the rest of the season, he's maybe at 130. Maybe.
Just embarrassing.
Like, maybe.
I don't even know if that includes intentional walks. I think it should, right?
I think.
I would believe, dude. Oh, it might not, because
can we?
Dude, he got intentionally walked 120 times in 2004.
That's iconic. That's iconic.
Intentionally walked, bro.
And there was a couple. Wasn't that the year that he got walked with the bases loaded?
232 walks.
Yeah, Yankees fans. Imagine watching Aaron Judge.
Sorry, your boy walked 106 times this year. Jesus
right.
Christ.
All right. So do we want to get into
where are we?
Do we want to get into this is game 2 still. It was a very sloppy game by the Blue Jays.
It was bad.
But do we want to get into the Buck Martinez?
I want to talk about Buck Martinez. Yes.
Buck
I do.
Preface,
I very much do.
Preface, Buck Martinez, we love you, but like,
I don't know about that.
Okay, we are happy.
Most people love you.
We are happy that you are.
Connor might love you.
We are happy. No. We are happy that you are healthy and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like no ill will.
I'm sure Buck is a great person, and I guarantee I would love Buck Martinez, the person.
Yes, but
Buck Martinez, the broadcaster.
Buck decided to go on a rant about the Blue Jays and their lack of hustle, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Now, apparently, I'm the only one on this side of this thing. You too, I guess. But like, because we both know Maddie on Twitter. She tweeted the similar side I had, and I'm like, perfect. Someone's with us, and she got roasted for it.
Yeah, like
roasted. She deleted the tweet.
Maddie, like, just first off, shout out Maddie. Just like shout out Maddie, because she's always like, I'm shouting her out mainly because she like agrees with stuff but she's a big Jose Barrios fan, like I am. So like,
yeah,
like dude, she like it, yeah, but she got cooked by like, let's be real,
for an opinion that I have. I want to talk about it in a second.
Yes. So Buck's thing was that the Blue Jays don't hustle, and like they're like, you got to give it 110% every day, like the yada, like the 19 stereotypical like movie thing. Like, yeah.
So here's my problem with everything Buck Martinez said. Buck Martinez played in what? The 70s, I think he started, right?
80s?
So you played your career in the 70s when science was dog shit. We didn't know nothing, man. Nothing. Now we're at a point in time where it's like you cannot go 100% every single game for 162. You just can't.
And we have an example of this
Yes.
year.
Literally.
George fucking Springer.
Yes.
Like he's on pins and needles right now because he goes 120.
There's a time and a place to bust your ass. The time where Vladdy hit almost a home run, I'm not mad at him for not busting his ass out of the box. You're down. It was a 4-run game at that point, right?
Yeah.
It's a 4-run game. I don't need you to bust your ass out of the box to try and stretch something into a double. That should have left the yard. Felt like it left the yard. It's a bad play.
Yeah.
But that shit happens all the time. And I don't care if you're busting your ass when it's a game that's already out of hand.
He was didn't he even go into detail about the day Oscar Hernandez won the day before?
I think so. He mentioned it.
Like Teo missed a grand slam by like inches.
Yeah, that Teo's is a little more embarrassing because he thought he got it.
But, all right, cool. I got it.
And
I got it.
Did not get it.
Run.
But it didn't even matter. It didn't even matter because worst case scenario, they throw it at Teo. You're still scoring that run. Like who cares?
It's still
who cares?
2 runs in and a runner on third with 1 out.
This is a guy that had a bad ankle too. I don't really care if he's busting it on a double that he could have almost accidentally turned into a single. So that part made no sense to me. Like science has told us not to do that. It's a thing. He just refuses to get with the times and start listening to present day baseball things.
And people always bring up. People have always brought up every the Blue Jays are terrible on the bases.
Yeah.
Which is not great. First off, we're not great. So again, our good friend, just person with stats, Chris Black.
I got more before.
Oh, go ahead.
Unless you have, is this on the same stuff? Because I got more to talk about.
It's still on Buck Martinez and the base.
It's still the hustle thing, right? Yeah, no, okay. We'll bring that up first, and then I'll bring up my other thing.
So, Chris Black, he said, let's start here. Good base running is neither sufficient or necessary condition for being a good baseball team. So, and then the 2 best base running teams this year are the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Texas Rangers.
Neither of which are near the playoffs.
No.
Not even sniffing them. Both of them are mathematically eliminated.
Some of the worst base running teams in the league include the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, we're bad.
The New York Yankees and the Houston Astros. The top, as we're recording, the top 3 seeds in the top 3 records in the American League, because fucking the Central. And more on a unnecessary thing, the regular season base running rankings of recent world champions. The highest of the since 2021 through 2017, the highest is 12th. The Atlanta Braves in 2021 and the Washington Nationals in 2019.
Yeah,
hustle. Yes, don't be fucking lazy. Just don't be lazy.
Yeah, there's
a difference between.
Also, it's the regular season, man. Everyone's talking if you do this in the playoffs, you have these gaps in the playoffs. You're not, because you're going 100% in the playoffs, because that's when games are the most important.
I said this before this series even started. There was a thing on Twitter, MLB TV was posting this is the most intense AL East matchup. I'm like, it's really not.
No, it's not.
I'm like, the Yankees are 1 win away from the division.
Literally,
we're 2 wins away. We're basically guaranteed playoffs before the series started, and the only thing that really to talk about was the Aaron Judge home run. I'm just
I would say the biggest AL East matchup was the one we had just before that series with the Reyes. I think that one mattered a lot more.
Of all the Yankees Blue Jays ones that we've had, this one's mattered the least.
Yeah, I agree. I agree,
because literally
we're pretty much we were not catching the Yankees. We could have swept them, maybe.
Barring a fucking miracle, we were.
They needed an absolute collapse for us.
They needed to not win another game all year. And we
it wasn't happening. It wasn't.
Yeah, and our magic number at that time was 4.
Yeah.
4,
who cares?
7 games to play.
Who cares? It's
9 games to play.
It's just such an overblown conversation. I don't understand. Now, the other thing on Buck.
Yes.
Buck brought up in that rant, he goes, well, in order to the champions know how to play ball, and if you're going to be a champion, you got to hustle and blah, blah, blah. What on God's green earth does Buck Martinez know about playing like a fucking champion? That guy's done nothing in his MLB career. Like I get it. If he mentioned some names, George Brett's one of them. If this is George Brett talking about that, sure, fine. Who are you to talk about a team playing like a champion? This guy's been an above average hitter one time in his whole career. He had an OPS plus of 110 for 1 year. Everything else is double digits. He wasn't good. He brings up this whole thing about how you need to play the game all the time. He wasn't good. Like nobody ever wants to talk about that. Just blows my mind. That's the one thing on that rant that just killed me. And then after the game, he goes on too, and it was like, I only caught the back half of what he was talking about.
I didn't catch any of it. I caught it.
Yeah, I missed a lot of it. But the last line I heard from was, if you're not gonna go all out, don't go in at all. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? We're still sitting in a playoff spot.
Wild card team.
We're third in the AL.
In record, but fucking
yeah, like record wise, we have the third most wins in the American League. What are you talking about? Like, sure, they had a couple of games where they mailed it in and didn't hustle. How many of those actually costed you the game in retrospect? There's one Teoscar play where he like lazily ran to a ball and then sailed it over Jano's head. I think that cost you a game.
Yes, but then there's like
maybe there was I was gonna say the one in Boston with Teo too, but it didn't cost you anything. Like there's no plays you can look back at and be like, if he would have just ran a little bit harder, we would have won that game. Even that game with Bo and Vlad. Like maybe it changes the outcome. Maybe.
And there's games like it's just
kills me. I don't get it.
There's
makes no sense.
Words,
it's such a stupid conversation that just doesn't matter.
Like,
yeah, that's enough. Like
for instance, do you think the Atlanta Braves hustle 90, 80, 100% of the time?
No.
The defending World Series champions?
No. Do you know Ronald Acuna Jr.?
The only team that we can kind of see by factual evidence that hustles 100% of the time is the disgusting brand of baseball Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah. They have to.
And they have to because they don't have their home run hitters.
It's really hard to score from first on a single. It's tough to do.
Like,
yeah, I don't know. It just became such a ridiculous, like it blew up so big in Blue Jays Twitter, and it just did not need to happen.
Yeah, the thing. All right, and still in the same game, the thing that then happened after the game was won. Michael fucking K.
Oh my god.
Oh my! Shut up, man.
Why does Michael K think he's like a part of the New York Yankees?
This man. He works for Yankees Entertainment Sports.
Sure.
But like, Dan
Shulman doesn't think he's a part of the fucking Blue Jays.
For anybody that didn't hear it, after the Yankees clinched, Michael K says, "Oh, it's so nice of Vlad Guerrero to let the Yankees celebrate in his house." Like that's fucking.
He cooked you guys the day before. He earned the right to call it his house. It was his house on that night. It's his house till he leaves.
Bro, he's had 3 walk-ups. He's had like 4 walk-ups this year.
It's his goddamn house till he leaves. It looks bad. Sure, it didn't age well. Yeah,
no, but fine.
You celebrated in his house. Like, why do you care, Michael K?
Oh, and then there's the other fucking thing. Did you hear Nestor Cortez when they were taking the picture?
No.
Josh Donaldson wasn't in the picture yet. So Josh Donaldson's like running over to get in the picture. And Nestor Cortez is like the real king of Toronto.
I don't like Nestor Cortez. I don't know if I've ever
first off, hi Josh. We're gonna revisionist history this a little bit here. You didn't go to the World Series with the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
You didn't.
He didn't go to the playoffs though.
He didn't go to the playoffs. But
I can't knock his time in Toronto. He did win an MVP.
But like my guy.
But not anymore, bro. He's gone.
We're
done with him.
You can't call him. If anything, Joe Carter. Jose Bautista.
Yeah, sure.
Also,
Vlad would also have an MVP if it weren't for Shohei.
If it weren't for a goddamn unicorn.
Yeah, like you didn't have to face Shohei in the MVP conversation.
And also,
let's relax.
If we're very revisionist history here, Josh Donaldson's MVP season,
not great. He shouldn't even have won the MVP.
Yeah, if you put it in like current MLB, that's maybe he's finishing like 8th.
Mike Trout had a better year that year too. I didn't want to admit it at the time, but looking back, Mike Trout was.
What did he hit? Like it was like 299 or like it was.
It was under 300. He had a ton of runs and like he was okay. His homer numbers were okay.
It was like 28 home runs.
I'm gonna look it up because it was okay.
It was honestly when I looked at it, I'm like, that's not.
I don't want to hate Josh Donaldson.
No,
I really don't.
But like Josh does everything to do that.
He's just so annoying to not be on your team.
The fucking Brad Marchand of the MLB.
literally, which is
Like-
so strange because it's a non-contact sport. And I don't know how you piss people off so much like that.
Goddamn weasel.
So he was 297, 371, 568, good for a 939. He had an OPS plus of 151. That's pretty good.
What was the home?
Where's the homers here? 41 bombs, 123 RBIs,
Why
122 runs. So he led the league in runs and RBIs.
Okay, why did I think
So that was like the
I forgot he 40.
he had a lot of homers. But Judge was like right there with him. Like it was, I don't know.
Yes.
And he played I don't know. Regardless, that's garbage. I don't.
Yeah.
Nestor bothers me so much. That's the
Yeah.
mustache.
And
It's
then
just-
and then I guess we can finally get into game 3 finally.
oh, we're still on game 2. We got everything
Yeah.
out of game 2.
Game 2
I think so, right?
uh
What happened?
yeah,
No, yeah,
yeah,
got
because there are other
also.
things I can-
Oh no,
there's
I'm
other-
not done with game 2.
Oh, okay.
I'm so pissed at IKF, bro. Like it's a 5-1 game, and you're doing that shit to
Oh.
Bo Bichette to get
Yeah,
the chintziest
like,
out possible.
you
I'm like,
fuck-
come on, man.
Yeah,
Like
bro,
I get
know-
it. I probably
know
would have
you're
done the
one of
same thing, but
I know you're one of the shittiest fucking shortstops when it comes to defensive
Oh
run
my
save, but like,
God.
damn,
yeah, like that's so
come
garbage.
on, man. That's more
I'm
just us being salty, but like, fuck
Yeah,
you.
like because I said it when I was there with my brother, and I said the same thing. I'm like, that's garbage. He goes, you do the same thing. I'm like, you're right, but it's
right,
garbage.
but like, no, don't know. I don't
Like
want to
it's
admit it.
5-1, man. Like
I don't want to admit
fuck.
that. But yeah, we can
Yeah.
finally get into game 3,
Game
where
3.
where spoiler alert, Aaron Judge got walked again in his first at bat, which brings me to the we say fuck Michael K. Fuck the entire broadcast.
Mm. Oh,
David Cone, former fucking Blue Jay David Cone, decides to just start doing bok noises for a chicken after they walk Aaron Judge. David, first off, sir,
Hey, keep in mind, it's Mitch White on the
it's
mound.
Mitch. It's Mitch goddamn White, who's never
Bad.
gonna see the
He's
light of the
bad.
playoffs. He's terrible. Like,
He's not good. Like it's
also, wasn't Mitch White? It was like a 3-1 count when he walked him.
3-2. It was 3-2.
It was 3-2.
pretty
It was a
sure.
full count.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a full count.
He tried.
Like,
Like I don't
yeah,
know what
Mitch-
you want to tell you.
Mitch gave it a valiant effort, but
He
like,
did. He tried to get strikes in the zone. He just couldn't do it in the first inning. He didn't have it. It is what it is. I'm
Yeah, dude,
sorry.
it happened. So like,
Walk
and
the
then-
next guy too.
And then Garrett Cole was flirting with a no until he wasn't.
No.
because-
He was flirting with a perfect
He
game.
was flirting with perfection
He
until
was
the
perfect.
6th inning, where our
Until
boy,
the man, the myth,
It-
the legend.
it ain't tricking if you got it. OPS leader, WRC
Oh,
plus leader,
Blue Jays pretty much everything later.
Danny,
Home runs per game,
Danny fucking Jansen.
looks in in glasses, like he just leads everything.
Yeah,
Just
And-
absolute. I was right there too. I was at the flight deck for that one. Just watched this,
and he starts the 3-run inning where we bring it back and tie it.
and that was electric. I
Oh my
gotta tell you,
God.
and I'm like, it was so fun. And then Donaldson makes that weird ass play. I don't know if they gave him an error for it. I don't think they did, but so he makes that weird play, and obviously Cole, mental game, nothing.
Nope.
There's nothing there in the Garrett
It's
Cole
going-
mental game.
It's going for Garrett Cole. It's going great. And if you say, I feel like Garrett Cole would, you know how like you see those like shitty videos on like you used to see them on Vine where it's like, all right, here's a normal conversation, and then someone says your mother, and then you just and
Yeah,
that's him.
yeah, dude.
That's
You got to give Garrett Cole the smallest little torpedo, and he's just done.
Just call him Kermit, and he'll fucking
Yeah. So Donaldson makes that error. Vladdy comes up. The building's going nuts.
yeah.
Like
and then
I
it's a-
see how this happened, and he has the ugliest balk I've ever seen. Like he
Yeah.
just didn't throw the
No,
ball.
it was like watching it. I was like, everybody cheering in unison while Vladdy's pointing at Garrett Cole like that's a balk.
Yeah. It was actually
then-
really funny in my section too, because I saw it right away, and so did my brother, and we're losing it. Like, let's go! And there's like 6 people around us. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
I'm like he bought.
And then-
no one saw that.
And then Vladdy hits a sac fly, and I swear, I'm shocked that Yes didn't go. Why is he pumping his fist?
Yeah.
What
Don't celebrate tie games.
Don't celebrate the fact that you just tied the game. And then
Yeah.
it didn't really.
But then it
matter.
was
didn't really matter because history got.
it was
made.
written in the stars. Like I said it right then. I'm like, this is great, but I can't wait until Judge hits the go ahead homer in the bottom or in the top
Yeah.
of the next inning.
Yeah, and he did.
Sure enough, Tim Meza.
He-
Finally,
gave
Tim
it
Meza
up.
history nut because he wanted that to happen. Gave him 61.
Yeah,
It was cool.
Into our bullpen, just out of the reach of Frankie Lasagna.
Yeah, and that other guy. So
And
the whole time I thought Frankie Lasagna was the big unit.
I did too.
It's not.
And then
It's the other guy.
No, it's the dude in the light blue jersey. The guy
Yeah.
in the dark blue jersey.
He was
I think
funny too.
He
Actually.
went on Kimmel.
He did go on Kimmel. It was a really cool interview. I just watched it
Like-
before. On Judge's 61 quest. It was cool. It was fun
it was
having
awesome.
it in here.
Yes.
If you're one of the losers that booed when we walked him, don't come back. Please.
No.
Like it's just embarrassing.
I also will say this. I fucking hate the Yankees with a passion.
Mm.
I will go as far as to say I respect Aaron Judge.
Oh, I love Aaron Judge.
I respect him.
I'm not
gonna say I love him.
No, I love him. I love him, the person.
The person?
Aaron Judge,
Great.
the person, is a phenomenal human
Aaron
being.
Judge, the ball player, I respect because he's a fucking Yankee, and that's the
Aaron Judge, the Met, is going to be one of my favorite players in the league.
Aaron Judge, the Boston Red Sox.
Aaron Judge, the Blue Jay, is going to be so cool. It's going to be his house. He's going to be scoring winning runs, going my house.
It's gonna be their house.
Yeah, our house. In the middle. Okay.
Uh,
But yeah, everyone's booing him. Even Marley Rivera's like, oh, they weren't booing for that. They were booing the missed strike call. It's like, no. They were booing the fact that they walked.
Okay. You just reminded me of something.
Yeah, I forgot about this too. Sorry.
I can't remember who tweeted it out. But someone was like, the blue people were not happy, or people weren't happy when Judge got walked, and someone was like, yeah, that's not because of the fact, it's not because they didn't want Judge to walk. They thought it was Blue Jays fans thinking it was the strike, wanting the strike call. It's like, wow, shocker. Blue Jays fans wanting Blue Jays to do well in Blue Jays stadium.
The last part of that tweet was clear to see who their rooting interest is. I'm like, yeah, big shock that our rooting interest is Toronto.
Toronto, the Blue Jays.
This series just angered me, start to finish.
Yeah, and then after, okay, see, and then we get to the dumbest fucking tweet I've ever seen.
Which one?
It's very true. The dude that put, you know how those like the MLB version of freezing cold takes, I guess, is what.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So he puts out, it's like baseball images that like precede unfortunate
events. Yeah,
and it's Vladdy's quote of last year was the trailer, this year's movie. We're gonna preface by saying, at the time of him posting that, the Blue Jays' magic number to clinch a playoff spot was 2.
It's 1.
It was 1.
It was 1.
It was 1. It was 1 game.
I don't get it.
Third best record in the American League. Like,
I don't get it. I don't have any other words for this. I don't understand what was so unfortunate.
Like,
the season's not even over yet.
I didn't know we were the Texas Rangers. I didn't know
we
were
win
the
World
LA
Series.
Angels.
Is it still unfortunate?
No, it is, because if it's unfortunate, I want to be unfortunate every year.
I live the rest of my life, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Jesus, that double 100 is crazy.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Like, that was weird to me. Like,
a lot of Yankee fans came out of the bushes in this series. What's his nuts? Give me a second. I tweeted about it. I'll find it. The guy, fucking, the Jeff Hassan wannabe.
Fucking John Heyman.
John fucking Heyman. Thank you.
Was like, oh, the Blue Jays were pretty
I got
easy.
it. Jays were easy. Now comes the hard part. What?
I would just like to point out, at the time of him tweeting that, the Blue Jays won like the last 2 series that they played before that one. like pretty convincingly.
The Jays were easy. Holy. We had leads in like every game we played this year, except for the last couple and like a couple earlier on. But like, also, who cares if the Jays were easy? You're not seeing us till the ALCS. Did he say the Jays were easy? I think we were. Granted, the Yankees won the season series. It was 11-8. It was not easy.
Easy. Like if you want to, if
you lost game 1.
If it was 13, you lost game 1. If it was 13-3, like the Blue Jays are against the Red Sox, you could call us easy. Oh, yeah, God.
The Red Sox have been easy for us this year.
Yes, but 11-8. You guys were 11-8 against the shit Orioles last year. Like what?
I don't know, man. Blows my mind.
Like
he just wanted to stir up controversy bad.
I needed this podcast today.
Oh. I didn't realize how much of this I still had pent up inside.
Ooh, it's therapeutic, man. Well, you know what?
We're not done.
No, we're not done yet. Because in the crowd of Game 3, or in the crowd of all these games in Toronto, we had the lovely Patty Judge.
Yes,
I think her name is
Angel. She's an
angel of a woman supporting her son, and Roger Maris Jr.
Noted accountant looking man. I don't know what his actual job is. I've been calling him an accountant for 4 days because he looks like an accountant.
Noted great value Bill Nye with glasses.
Nerd. Big nerd.
So he's obviously the son of the
guy that actually matters.
Roger Maris.
Yes.
The guy who had the record that is now tied with Aaron Judge.
Yes.
So after Aaron hits it, he then gets a press conference on Yes. Which first off is weird.
Yeah.
And then he says something about Aaron would be the home run king because it's clean and legitimate.
And he didn't even blatantly say it. He's just like Aaron Judge. I wish I kept the quote, but it's just like Aaron Judge is the real home run leader if he passes 62, if he gets 62, or when he gets 62.
Well, first off, Roger, we're just gonna point something out. Aaron Judge himself has said that Barry Bonds is the home run king.
Literally. But also, your opinion doesn't matter. You're not your dad.
And also, if we're gonna go into because the home run records are tainted, so you can't use those. So do you want to get rid of a couple Yankees championships in the year 2000 where they had Roger Clemens and Eddie Pettit? Do you want to?
So many things.
Someone brought this up. You know what they never really mentioned much? That Aaron Judge broke the single season home run record for a Yankee that is right-handed. And you know who had that before? Noted PED offender Alex Rodriguez. You never brought it up.
To mention him, man.
No, you never really did bring it up. No.
You know what's funny?
Are we getting rid of strikeout what records and awards for that too? If
noted Yankees legend Babe Ruth took cheap testosterone at one point in his life. I'm not gonna. He openly said that at one point.
So Roger Maris, we're gonna take away.
Literally, we're gonna
take away your father's World Series in 1961 because Mickey Mantle was doing some things.
Right.
And the guy who batted behind Roger Maris that basically gave him the most cover I've ever seen in MLB history.
Right. You can't even cleanly say that Roger Maris wasn't on steroids. You have no idea.
He doubled down. Roger Maris Jr. doubled down. He has a Twitter. I found that out.
Oh no.
So
is he an accountant? Does it say? I just want him to be an accountant.
No, it doesn't. He says, big night tonight in Yankee Stadium.
Right.
The place will be rocking while Judge chases home run number 62, which would set the new all-time MLB, American League, and Yankee team records. And Dad always said, quote, records are made to be broken. Sure. Clean records matter. Baseball, get it right.
I don't just shut up, dude.
All right. Well, the Yankees. All right. Well, let's congratulate the 24-time World Series champion US Yankees.
Why is it that every MLB player's son that doesn't ever play baseball turns out to be the biggest
douchebags?
Like him, Sheffield. I guess Verlander's a brother, but
can we both just point out that the Sheffield and Maris, both Yankees fans?
Yeah. I mean, Verlander's not though. So
Verlander. Okay, I don't like Ben. I hate Ben Verlander's.
His whole shtick is annoying.
His shtick is that he's the number one Ohtani fan in the world.
Yeah,
which is it's a little extra, but dude, at least he's not he's annoying. He's not a douchebag.
No, he is a nice guy from.
He's not annoying.
His opinions just really rub you the wrong way.
Very interesting. He's colorful opinions. We'll say that, but
fine. That's fair. He's not a bad guy. So he's also not a son. So that's.
He's a brother.
He's a brother.
And I mean, I can't lie. If my brother was a first ballot Hall of Famer, I would fucking put that out there in the ether. And
sure. I don't blame Ben Verlander for what he does.
No.
He makes a great living out of it.
Yeah, kudos to Ben Verlander. If I could live Ben Verlander's life, I would. If I was in Ben Verlander's position.
If my brother was Justin Verlander, sure, I'd also be Ben Verlander.
Yes,
super easy.
All right, are we finally?
No, I do want to talk about. We're gonna go back to the Jays in a second, but I do want to talk about 61 a little bit, or 62, or whatever he ends up with, because as much as people are gonna say oh, it's only an American League record, blah blah blah. It's but it's not the record. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and argue that it's the record. I don't believe it is. Barry Bonds has the record, but everything else that Aaron Judge is doing is super cool. Is he still 20 clear of Schwarber?
I want to say yes.
That's ridiculous. In a league in a year where nobody's hitting home runs, the The guy is passing the American League home run record. That's incredible.
Hold on, let's see. Is he still?
I think Schwarber might have hit 2 the other day, so he might be under 20 now. Either way, he's
19. He's 19 ahead.
19 ahead of him. He's in the Triple Crown race. Is he leading it right now?
That's what I was looking up. As of the
average is the only one you need to look at.
He is second.
Second?
He's second at 313. Reyes is at 315.
If Luis Reyes wins the average race, I'm gonna be so pissed.
I mean, dude, if you had to tell me, if you had to tell me a person that would win, and other than like Aaron Judge, Judge's crazy season, I would tell you Luis Reyes because that's just his game.
I know, but it's so annoying. He's just not great at anything else. But he hits the ball.
He struck out 43 times.
Oh man, I would have rather seen Bogarts. Like, I'd feel better about that.
Bogarts
at least
is
Bogarts got a more complete game.
Yeah, Bogarts is
either way. He's in the Triple Crown race right now.
Yeah,
he's 19 homers ahead of the closest in the majors. He's significantly ahead of the closest in the AL.
Yeah,
he's doing incredible things. Like, let's not take away from what Aaron Judge is doing. Whether you think it's the record or not does not matter. What Aaron Judge is doing is ridiculous.
Yeah,
plain and simple. Like, it's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's not unicorn Ohtani stuff because you'll never see that.
No,
but it is incredibly impressive what Aaron Judge is doing.
No, it's actually crazy. Like, so I think the last main topic that we have 2 main topics left on the Jays. One of them that you're gonna very much get into, but you got one great news. We clinched.
We did. Oh, we haven't even mentioned that.
Yeah, we did. We're in the playoffs.
We're how long into this so we haven't brought that up
like
yet?
40, 50 minutes, maybe.
All right.
Yeah,
the Jays clinched.
We clinched on an off day.
It was the most Blue Jays 2022 Blue Jays clinch of all time.
Anticlimactic as shit, but it's a clinch is a clinch is a clinch.
And it almost didn't happen. Like I thought the Orioles were going to come away with that one, and then Jumbo Dong just says no.
Oh my, yeah, with his 14th home run of the season.
Oh, just great. He had 2 tanks in that game too. Like, he hit one off the monster and he hit one out. And I'm like,
all right, so
Jumbo Dong is back.
So but now the chase is for home field.
Yes.
So,
right.
If the Blue Jays go 6-0 for the rest of the 6 games, they get home field no matter what. Yep. If the Blue Jays go 5-1, the only team that could get ahead of them is the Mariners.
So they have to go 6-1.
They have to go 7-0.
7-0. Sorry. 7-0.
No, you're good. If the Blue Jays go 4-2,
yep,
the Mariners would have to go 6-1, and the Rays would have to go 6-0. Even if the Blue Jays go 3-3,
yeah, it's still tough.
The Mariners would have to go 5-2, and the Rays would have to go 5-1.
Yeah. Keep in mind the Rays are playing the Astros.
Yeah, the Rays are playing the Astros. I don't know who the Mariners.
The Mariners are playing shitters. I don't remember who it is, but are they
playing Texas?
I think
they played Texas yesterday.
They just played Texas. I think they have Oakland on the schedule, and then someone else.
Crazier things have happened. They almost got swept by Oakland.
They haven't been good lately. Like,
man.
It's Oakland, and then you keep going. I'll figure it out.
On a very pessimistic side, the Blue Jays could go 3-3 in these next 6 and still get home field.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's Oakland and then Detroit.
Detroit's actually been playing decently well lately.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to sweep teams.
It's baseball. Yeah.
Bottom line, it's hard to sweep teams. So if you lose 2 of those games,
honestly, if the Blue Jays go 4-2,
which is entirely possible with the 2 teams we got coming up.
Yeah, it's Boston and Baltimore. Like, they're obviously Boston and Baltimore aren't going to fuck them down.
They're both major league teams. They're not going to roll over on.
They're going to not roll over, especially
to us,
especially Baltimore, especially to us.
Yeah, there's no way in hell Baltimore is going to let us try and just walk into that number 1 spot.
Honestly,
they're going to do everything they can.
Even if we're being super optimistic, if the Blue Jays go 3-3,
yeah, I think 3-3 gives you a great chance.
3-3 still gives you like a 70% chance.
Yeah, you can lose one of these series and still have a really good chance of finishing top.
Just barring disaster in the next 6 games.
Yeah,
we probably have home field.
Maybe. It's tough. You never know. I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch, obviously, because anything can happen. It's baseball. It's a weird sport. We could get swept in 2 straight series. Who knows? Anything could happen, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we get home field advantage because postseason tickets went on sale.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
just for Tampa finishes with Houston and Boston.
Okay.
So So like
Boston's also not going to do them favors. So
right, Boston. If Boston wins
We'll
one
see,
of those
man.
games, I can see Houston taking 2 of those games, and then
Sure.
there's the Rays.
they're done.
There's the
Yeah.
Rays thing done. Like
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
So postseason tickets went on sale.
have the floor, my friend.
Postseason tickets went on pre-sale. What was that? How long ago was that? A week ago? I don't know.
It was a week. I think we talked about it after last podcast.
Yeah, you're right. That's what it was. I had a code that I was legally supposed to have, and I used it. I was so pumped. I got tickets to pretty much every game. I was like, hell yeah. But apparently a lot of people use the same code because the dumbasses, they use the code. They use next level as the code. Like, yeah, no shit. People are going to guess next level as the code,
It's not the Twitter official Twitter
hashtag.
Yes.
Like dumb. Why didn't you just do Blue Jays?
It's not the entire ad campaign of the season.
Just not good. They did not do a good job with their code for the tickets. So what they did was they waited until the day before the public tickets were to go on sale and said, yeah, all of your tickets are voided. They're going back in. You can go on the general public sale at 10 a.m. Your refund will take 7 to 10 days. I'm like, what?
So you were telling me you spent what, upwards of $600?
I spent thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars, and
they got a lot of tickets.
Here's another $1,000 that you have to spend, and you'll get
and you don't get your money back. So like, hopefully your credit card's got a lot of room on it because you're in trouble. So
that's actually ridiculous.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I see why you did it. Whatever. I wasn't happy about it, but it just means I have to wake up and jump in the Hunger Games for more tickets.
But
it is what it
is. But the real question: did you get tickets?
So I wake up the morning of the general public sale. I'm like, great. I've got 2 laptops, my phone. I'm good to go. I'm buying as many tickets as I can. Bang, bang, get it all done, logged in, boom, click all 3 games, bought them all. Get to the final page, click purchase. You've exceeded your limit for this game because they didn't. I don't know. I guess it was a glitch with the system because my old tickets technically still sit in my profile, but they say voided. So it appears as though I have 4 tickets to the games that I bought originally, and your limit is 4.
Oh my God.
So I couldn't buy tickets.
What is this?
I went through 3. I don't even know what happened because my brother tried too. His didn't work. I tried 2 other accounts at my house. Didn't work. I made a new account. Didn't work.
What?
So I ended up securing tickets because I texted. I don't know what. That's what I mean. Like, are you like? Is it just my area? Like, what the hell happened? Can my neighbors buy tickets or what's the deal here? So, whatever. We get through with that. I texted my buddy. I'm like, hey, this isn't working for me. Can you pick me up a pair of tickets for this game? He goes, yeah. Boom, no problem. So I called my mom. I'm like, hey, I can't get this to work. She's at work. And I'm like, is there any chance you can go on right now and buy tickets? She's like, I'll try. So her account, which wouldn't work at our house, worked at her work.
So you were IP logged.
I was literally.
So you were IP logged.
Yes.
Also, shout out, Mama Brand. Brand, shout out.
Thank you, mother. I have tickets to. Personally, I'm going to Wildcard 2 and 3, and then ALDS 1 if they all happen, or ALDS home game 1.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I'm pumped. I ended up getting it, but what an absolute disaster. It took me an hour and a half to secure the tickets that I secured.
Bro, it was
such a poorly put together thing.
Yeah, Ticketmaster, you didn't do your thing on that one there.
I don't even know. Ticketmaster obviously has a role to play. The Blue Jays butchered it.
Oh, yeah, it was not great by
butchered
Blue Jays as a whole.
Because they're the reason they got rescinded, and they're the reason that the code was what it was. Like, just such a poorly thought out thing from the Blue Jays on that one. It was just bad.
Okay.
Just so freaking stressful.
A topic that still staying on the Blue Jays. A topic that I didn't put on the thing, but is a very interesting question. The playoff roster is going to shrink.
We lose 2, right?
We lose 2
Mitch
people.
White.
We lose 2 people. So
Mitch White.
So who is it going to be? Is you think it's going to be Mitch White?
It's absolutely going to be Mitch White. There's no way Mitch White's on this.
Okay, so if you're saying Mitch, okay, if a one pitcher and one hitter, the hitting side I think is a lot more complicated. The pitching side is very easy. You could get rid of Mitch White, you can get rid of Yusei Kikuchi if you wanted.
It's Otto Lopez right now. I don't know.
No, but you got to think about it. If
I don't think Espinal's going to be back.
I'm going on the side of Espinal. They're both day to day apparently.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
both
when does
day-to-day.
SNL's 10 come up? Well, I guess it's been
SNL's 10's
7.
already been up.
Been
Lourdes
7.
Lourdes could come
It was
back.
a week. 8
Lourdes,
because
yeah,
8.
Lourdes could come back anytime now, I think.
Lourdes is almost back. So I think
Yeah.
Lourdes is obviously
So
on the roster, but I don't know
if-
who currently comes out.
If like so say the playoff roster, say the playoffs come,
Mhm.
Lourdes and SB are healthy.
Mhm.
Who is the guy off of the roster?
It's another pitcher.
Because obviously it's Otto Lopez, but then do you get rid of
It's Gabby. It's not hard. It's Gabby.
I would say Gabby, but
you need a backup catcher.
are
'cause
the
you're gonna
Blue
use
Jays
Kirk
running
as a DH.
are the Blue Jays running the risk of having
Should.
Jano and Kirk in the game at the same time?
Yeah,
and you
you're
would
right.
have to take out.
You're right.
You'd get rid of your DH.
Fuck. This
So
is
is
a lot
it
more difficult. Than I
so?
thought it was.
Honestly, if we're going off of just the bench people,
Yeah.
we're looking at JBJ, Zimmer, like Cav.
It's gotta be
Cav is
Brad.
something. Cav, I didn't want to say.
Hmm.
Witt, who's not gonna actually get taken out anymore.
No.
But yeah, so it's JBJ, Zimmer, or Cav.
It's Brad.
It's Brad, man.
It's got to be Brad.
because if honestly,
depending on their thought process with Gabby.
catching, catching, but like honestly, the flight deck is the Bradley Zimmer appreciation podcast. But like honestly,
But I love having him for his legs.
Cav is pretty much as fast.
Yeah, but
Cav is
you're
as
right.
fast.
Cav can't play center the way
Cav
that
can't play
Brad
center,
can.
but
Jackie Bradley Jr. can't play center the way that Brad can, but he has a better arm.
Jackie's
In an ideal world, you have George in left, Zimmer in center, and Bradley Jr. in right for like
defense?
a 9th inning thing. Yeah.
Yes, for defense you put
Obviously not for the rest of the game. You start the game, Brad Zimmer center. No, you in a 9th inning situation, you have Bradley Zimmer in center, you have Jackie Bradley Jr. in left or right, and you have George in the other one.
Left or right. Yeah. But then there's like, but I think honestly, like the things that you get Zimmer to do, you have other guys on the team for.
Yeah.
If you're not playing Cav and Witt, they're
the things you get JBJ to do, you have other guys on the team for.
It's very true, but like
it's either one of them.
It's JBJ or Zimmer. Like,
and they've already made the JBJ over Zimmer decision, so I think it's gonna happen again.
Yeah. This is also
the good news is I don't think Espinal is going to come back in time for the regular season. I think he probably comes up at the playoffs.
Another pitching thing that I was thinking about, because someone bring this up. Say, knock on all of the wood. Say one of our starters has a blow-up game.
Yep.
Are we really throwing
Yusei?
Are we throwing Yusei?
Cooch Daddy? Absolutely.
How
great has Cooch Daddy been in the last 2 games?
He's been okay. He's been Cooch.
He was lethal in that Yankees game.
Yeah.
Looks so good. Came in with 2 guys on and went, yeah, we're done here.
Yeah, when
Snipped him.
When the game was over.
Snipped him. I'm like, oh.
But yeah.
So, he came in with runner. That's all you got to do. Bring him in with runners on. He'll get you out.
And
no problem.
The playoff lineup is something that also is like,
who freaking knows? I think you just run that with whoever's hottest.
Basically. And judging by
don't be afraid to make changes quick.
And judging by how the season's ending, Whit Merrifield's the starting second baseman.
Yeah, absolutely. Whit Merrifield's hitting 2.
And Danny and Kirk are DHing.
Danny's DHing tonight.
Danny's DHing tonight.
Like they legitimately, like I think they're looking at Danny as like, this guy's hot. We're gonna keep him hot and we're gonna ride him in the playoffs.
Get his bat in the lineup as much as you can.
Yeah, we're not letting him cool off before the playoffs.
The other question is, say the Blue Jays make it to the ALCS, and they would have to 3, 5, say 8. They would have to play 8, and they do the most annoying way of playing all 8 possible games.
Yeah.
How many games does George Springer DH?
None. I don't think any. I don't think he should DH any. I think Teoscar should be your DH in all honesty.
This is very true.
However, it does take Jano or Kirk out of the lineup.
I think George.
It's gonna be so tough.
I think George DHs 1 or 2 of those games at least.
I can't see it, man.
Like I think he does at least 2.
Like we're not conserving him for anything anymore, though. Like I think you got to go. You're not saving yourself for anything anymore. Give me everything you've got left.
I think it's very dependent. Like this is why game 1 is so important in the wildcard series.
Yeah,
I think if we win game 1,
yeah,
George is more like to DH game 2.
Okay, you know what? I could see that. That makes a little bit of sense.
If we win game 1, George will DH game 2.
You get Tapia in center.
I'm putting Jackie Bradley Jr. there.
Yeah,
I trust Jackie more for 9 innings than Tapia in the field.
You're right.
And okay,
Also, it's definitely Brad or Jackie because we didn't even mention Tapia in that whole thing.
Oh no, Tappy's here. Tappy's on the team.
We're like 6 outfielders deep before we even get to those two.
Yeah, Tappy's on the team, dude.
Like you think about it, like you've got Lourdes is back. He'll be back.
Teo,
Teo, George, Tapia,
Whit,
Cav before you get to these guys. Bradley Zimmer's your 8th outfielder.
Facts. Like
rough.
But okay, on the subject of the playoffs, who is 2 or 3 guys on this team that are going to be?
Is this the Josh Goldberg?
This is the Josh Goldberg question of X factors. For the team,
I think you got to consider Jano a guy
because yes,
obviously I'm a little biased because
I personally said Danny Jansen,
yeah,
Raimel Tapia,
okay,
and Anthony Bass,
okay.
Because
Lourdes Gurriel, I think you got to throw
because the question of health is for like
sure you're right.
I mean put the ball in the air more at Vladdy.
Yep, I was gonna say the easy answer is like Bo and Vlad.
The easiest answers are Bo, Vlad, and Jose Barrios, I think. Because if Jose Barrios turns it over, like if Jose Barrios just don't fucking blow up.
If
Jose.
he's like average,
just don't blow up Jose. Like
if he's a 3 runs a game guy, Jose, 3 or 4.
Like all right, yeah, Jose. I think we don't see Jose pitch until the ALDS.
You think it's stripped?
I think it's it's got to be stripped now.
I think so too.
You can I
just don't trust him. I don't because it's a do or die game. I don't trust Prios.
Also, the rotation as it sits, is set up
to be
at the weekend. This weekend series that we have against Boston is the playoff rotation.
Who's game 1 right now?
Manoah tonight.
Gosman
tomorrow. Stripling. Or Manoah, Stripling, Gosman, or something like that. But you're seeing the 3 main guys that we're going to see in the wildcard series.
Yeah.
And then if you make it to the ALDS, depending on the time, I think Jose would pitch game 1 of the ALDS.
Then that would mean Barrios is game 1 of Baltimore.
Barrios, Mitch White, and then Barrios and insert
there's
fifth
no
person.
Way.
Insert
no
fifth
way in hell you can tell me you want to pitch
here.
Alek Manoah in the last game of the year if it matters, but you're gonna throw Mitch White in the second last game.
All right, fine. As it's lined up, it's Jose Barrios, insert
it's Nate Pearson
here, and then
it's Nate Pearson.
162.
It's Nate Pearson.
It's
if Nate Pearson doesn't come up before the end of the season, I don't understand. Because he's not pitching in Buffalo right now because Buffalo's done. So why don't you just waste the bullets? You know he can throw. Let him try it.
Yeah. Like,
if you can get him going for the playoffs.
Also,
playoffs?
If we're being honest with ourselves, the Baltimore series doesn't matter.
No, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Give Nate Pearson a 2-inning start.
If you win, forget it. Say you sweep Boston.
Yeah. If you win game 1 of Baltimore, you just sit everybody.
You need game 1 of Baltimore. That's it.
Yeah. You just sit everybody.
Game 2 of Baltimore, I want an outfield of Raimel Tapia, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Bradley Zimmer for the whole game.
Sure.
I don't care.
Nope. Rest of the boys.
DH Otto Lopez.
George shouldn't play. If they go 4-0 to start this run, George shouldn't play the last.
George should not play. Okay, I think George. No,
maybe the last.
George make it like spring training. George will play like 4 or 5 innings.
Sure. Yeah.
Just keep
bring Brad back in.
Put Brad in
because on top of that, like I would like to see either Brad or Jackie hitting going into the postseason.
You know what?
Like, or at least somewhat.
Can I see Otto Lopez play a game, please?
No.
Like 1 game? Like, is it too much to ask? I'd like to see
maybe
Otto.
If you go 5-0, you might see Swatto in the last game.
Yeah, whatever. All right, fine.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I think that's the
Swatto might not make it because I think when Lourdes comes back, he's gone.
Yeah, I think that's the last we have about the Jays.
Yeah. Now we get to the biggest news.
Now we get to actually the biggest news of the week. Oh my god.
We're so deep into this, and we finally reached it. Albert motherfucking Pujols. We brought him up every episode.
Did the fucking thing
on Apple TV, baby.
On Apple TV, but it wasn't a bad call.
No, it was actually pretty good.
It was a really good call.
It's the nicest thing we've ever said about Apple TV, but it was great.
Yeah, because it wasn't.
I missed it. I didn't see it. I was on my way home when he hit it, and I was so pissed.
Like I had Apple TV, I had the Apple TV on my computer, just like in the background. I was watching it with a couple of my friends. My friend was ahead of me, so he was a dickhead. Like, so like I was in the PlayStation party, and he goes, and I freaking he flips over, and I'm just like, you piece of shit.
That sucks. Absolutely sucks.
But like Albert, he did it by the 4th inning.
Yeah, dude, 2 homers in the first 4. I'm like, what? That was the one thing is he hit the first one. I'm like, all right, great. I hadn't finished the graphic yet either. And I was going to make up a graphic for it. I'm like, okay, cool. I got
So
time.
then he comes back up again in the 4th.
I didn't even get home yet. He hit the next
7,
one. I'm like, what?
7 hundo, baby.
Unbelievable.
Off of remember the name, Phil Bickford.
Oh, I didn't know who it was.
Phil Bickford. Remember the name.
There you go.
But yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. And then they made the playoffs. They clinched.
Yeah. And it was actually the whole thing with Albert was so cool. Where he's like, we walked. Was it Beltre? He went and high fived her.
Beltre. Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
It was fun. And it's like so cool to see him still playing with like Yachty and Wayno because like, they came up this whole way. It's just like
because honestly, someone brought up the point that's like, imagine if he did it in St. Louis, like who would be there on hand? And it's like he's playing with the guys that would be there for him to celebrate with.
It's so funny, man. And like it sucks that it wasn't St. Louis, but it was super cool that it was in LA where it was
also,
like that's where he became Pujols again.
Can we just shout out MLB Network's Greg Amsinger?
Oh my god.
Before the season started, he called the exact day that Albert hit the home run.
Good for him. Like to the date. Like it was like, he's gonna hit it on that Friday.
He's like, that Friday in LA. And he's just like,
and he did it.
Voodoo magic, sir.
Like, that's wild. Go to Vegas, bro.
Yeah, Albert's ridiculous.
All right. The divisions are all clinched.
The divisions are basically all clinched.
Not a big conversation, but we know who's in.
Yankees, Guardians, Astros clinched their respective divisions because
the AL divisions are clinched.
The AL
NL ones are.
Because my god, I've never seen 2 teams collapse harder than the White Sox and the Twins. Oh my god, Cleveland took care of business.
Yeah. They
took 4 of 5 from Minnesota and then went into Chicago and swept Chicago.
Yep. It was bad. It was so bad.
Like, bro, they're getting hot at the right time.
Yep.
And it's fucking scary.
Yeah.
Much as I don't like them.
No, I think they have a strong chance of winning this wild card round.
Because as it sits, they would play the Mariners?
As it sits, they play the Rays. Isn't it?
Rays.
I think the Mariners passed the Rays. Don't quote me on that.
I can look for
I got it right here. It's all right. Oh, never mind. It crashed.
I got it. Yeah. So as it sits, they would play the Rays.
They play the Rays? Yeah.
So 2 teams just like get more done with less.
Oh shit. The Rays. Sorry, I was thinking the Mariners. Yeah, the Rays. Neither of them have pop. And they're like the two of the worst slugging percentage teams in baseball.
Yeah. And
anything can happen. It's in Cleveland. It's not in the Trop.
It would be in Cleveland, and if I'm just going off of pitching matchups, it would be McKenzie, Bieber, and Quantrill against Glasnow, McClanahan, and Springs, or
probably Springs, McClanahan, and Glasnow. But yeah,
or Rasmussen.
Those 3 in any order. Rasmussen too.
Like
Rays suck on the road.
Oh, dude, are they like 20 games under 500?
They're terrible on the road.
They're very bad.
So if it's the Rays that go into Cleveland, man, Cleveland's gonna be in the ALCS,
and then Cleveland will play the Yankees. Oh my god! You know what happened? Oh my god! I want to watch that series because the last time that Cleveland was in New York.
I forgot to talk about this when we went through it. All of this anger and saltiness and bitterness that the Yankees fans are bringing up, all of this just to get rinsed by the Cleveland Guardians in the ALDS. Like, why? What's this for? You're not even going to see us in the playoffs.
Or get swept by the Astros in the ALCS.
They're not. No. They're getting rinsed by the Guardians. I feel it in my heart. Guardians are rinsing them in that series.
Yeah,
they're gonna just chip away at them and just piss them off the entire time.
And then
they're gonna walk Judge every at bat, and nobody on that team scares me outside.
Well, I mean, actually, and we're thinking about this. And if we go to the NL, there's only one division that's not clinched.
The East.
The Cardinals have the Central.
Yep.
The Dodgers are
they have the world
107th win. And then the biggest series of the year for the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets starts tonight. They play
each other.
3 in Atlanta. And
what's the separation right now? 1?
I think it's 1 game. The Mets are 1 game up.
Oh my gosh.
So, and the pitching matchups too were ridiculous. It's tonight, DeGrom and Fried. Tomorrow
got lit up.
Tomorrow, Scherzer versus Kyle Wright. And then the next day is Chris Bassett versus Charlie Morton. Cards on the table.
Like this is it. This is your season.
So
Because who
I
does
think
Atlanta have after? They have-
Atlanta has Miami, and the Mets have Washington.
so
So
they
it's
both
like-
run into shitters in the last series. This is it.
If the Mets, so basically, if the Mets take 2 out of 3, their magic number would be 1. If they sweep, they automatically win the division.
Right.
If the Braves go up, if the Braves win 2 out of 3,
Right.
they would be a game up. If I'm thinking about this right, they'd be game up, but the Mets would have the tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker. So their magic number would have to be 3, right?
Yeah. And then if the Braves sweep, it'd be 2 games up.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it'd be 2 games up
Holy.
with the tiebreaker. So it'd be
It's gonna be fun.
Jesus.
That's a series to tune into if you're
Yes.
a baseball fan.
Yes. And then
Where are we? Okay.
I mean, there's
I let this go way too far before I got angry about it.
Oh no.
You see the triple block on Richard Bleier?
Oh my god. That was the biggest piece of horse
what
shit.
a fucking power trip.
Richard Bleier of the Miami Marlins.
9-year veteran.
9-year veteran. Never balked in his career. And he proceeds to quote unquote balk 3 times in the same at bat.
Like the most garbage thing I've ever seen, too. Like it was the same idea. Like he said he didn't stop. He stopped every time.
Yeah. Like, and it's not
like, his motion was the same every single time. He never changed it. And he got called 3 times. I'm like, this ump has to be a Mets fan at this point.
I also think that's the same. I think in that same game, the Marlins lost by 1. On a Eduardo Escobar walk-off.
That put them up by 2 at the time. So I don't know. Yeah. I just so frustrating.
Like,
they're just the ugliest. Like I hate when umpires make it about themselves.
It makes
and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, dude, it makes the Kevin Gausman one against the Orioles look pedestrian.
Oh, honestly, and that was a bad call.
That was a terrible one, too.
Like, yeah, okay, maybe give him. I don't even see the first one as a balk. Like, I've watched it back numerous times. I still don't see the balk there. But hey, that's the call you want to make. That's the call you want to make. 2 more that were arguably worse than the first one
in the same at bat,
with the same runner going around. Like you literally just cost them a run. For what? To a team that just is not good. Like they don't need help being bad. It's so frustrating, man. That's one of the ugliest displays of umpiring I've ever seen. Ever. Like, and we've seen some bad ones this year alone.
It's actually
ridiculous. It's embarrassing. We skipped one of the more fun stories involving a former Jay.
Yeah. the reigning Cy Young winner, Robbie Ray, keeps on winning because during before a Mariners Royals game that we really should talk about after, there was a classic anthem standoff between Robbie Ray and
noted lunatic Robbie Ray. Let's keep that part.
Psychopath Robbie Ray and Luke Weaver of the Kansas City Royals. They proceeded to get ejected.
Yep. It's so funny, man.
But Robbie Ray was the last to
Robbie won it.
Out, so he won.
It was great. It was really fun to watch. It's so stupid if you're not a baseball fan. Yes. Like if you're watching that.
Yeah.
A little dumb.
And then I believe that's the same game. The Mariners went up 11-2 when the top of the 6th came around, they proceeded to lose 13-11. The Kansas City Royals scored 11 runs in a single innings.
It was bad, dude.
And also, this was when Luis Castillo was on the mound too.
Oh yeah,
like
it was fun.
Dude, it's just
Mariners. Shout out to the Royals, I guess.
The Mariners.
I didn't think they had that in them.
The Mariners. Let's be honest with ourselves.
13,
the
12.
Mariners. It was 13-12. The Mariners are supposed to be the number 1 wildcard team right now by like a bunch of games. Like if we're being real.
Yeah, they should be.
Because
they just played like nobodies for the last 3 weeks.
They played like Texas, Oakland, like
Kansas City.
Like, and you're telling me you couldn't.
Now they've got
and
Oakland
the Angels,
and
and
Detroit
the
and the Angels, and they got Oakland and Detroit. Yeah. I don't know, man. I fear the Mariners less and less as this goes along, and that scares me because they're going to come in.
You know why I also fear them less? Because they currently don't have Julio Rodriguez still.
Yeah.
Julio is still on the IL.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming he's back for the playoffs, but like, it was a back issue. Like,
yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one. Eh?
That's a yikes. Like rookie of the year, Julio Rodriguez.
That's tough. That's a big loss for them, man. He's one of their.
He's their leadoff guy. Like he's George Springer on crack.
Yeah.
Like
it's tough. I don't know, man.
Like,
we'll see. I don't really enjoy any of the opponents we're gonna face, but all the teams in the playoffs are good right now. There's nobody that's bad. Like the Guardians are the closest team you could say to a bad team, and they've rinsed us. So
yeah, because
they're all good. Every team in here is good. It's gonna be a tough run for every single team. Even the Astros, man. They're not just gonna walk through.
No. Especially if they played the Baltimore Orioles, because
they lost 2 to the Orioles.
They lost 3 out of 4 to the Orioles.
3 to the Orioles.
They lost 2 out of 3 in Houston, I want to say.
Yeah, last week they lost 2, I think.
Yeah, they lost, and then they split with
crazy,
the Orioles.
Man. Crazy.
Yeah, so and then there's like our final story.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I just pulled it up because I found it interesting. Like I just found it kind of before we started. Former Blue Jays farmhand and top prospect Simeon Woods Richardson probably gonna be in the big leagues for the next coming days.
That's kind of cool.
Cool,
I guess. But it makes more sense for the tweet I saw today from Brandon Warren. I don't even know who he is.
Oh my, that
the Twins guy.
That actually hurt. Yeah, that's the Twins guy.
I'm like,
that actually hurt looking at that.
Like, he tweeted out and like Jose Barrios has allowed a slash line of 292, 343, 475 this season. That's a higher OPS than Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has this season, 817 versus 813. I'm like, yeah, we know. The Jays fans know, man. It's not like we haven't been watching this season.
It's not like.
And when I first read that, I'm like, I've never heard of this guy. Is he a Jays writer? So I clicked his profile.
It's like Twins.
He's a Twins guy.
Bro, you enjoy Austin Martin and Simeon Woods Richardson, man.
He's a Twins guy. I'm like, we're trying to tear down your ex because the new guy isn't working out. Seems super strange to me.
You worry about losing Carlos Correa.
It's so weird.
Like,
and I guess this is why, because one of the guys they got back
is gonna be in the majors this year. Like
the other guy's not.
The other guy's
not even good.
The other guy's not close.
No.
Like
he's what, 24, 25?
Yeah. Like,
buddy. He's not. His slash line in double. I think he's in triple A.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what?
Regardless, wherever he is, his slash line is not good.
I was gonna make a joke of who we see first in the majors, or Robles Martinez or Austin Martin, but
I think Martin might have him beat just because he's old.
Like, and also the Twins suck.
Yeah, that's true. They can bring him up just because they're bored.
Yeah.
And they're gonna lose Correa. You see Correa's comments?
Oh, some like if you're shopping.
I don't remember the store, but he's like, if I go in, let's just say it was like the Dior store. I go in there and I look at the price tag and I buy it. I pay the price that they ask. It's the same thing. You want something, you just pay the price. So
okay, yeah,
if they want me,
he didn't actually say a specific price.
That part was like word for word what he said, and then he goes,
if you really
want something, you go get it.
I'm the product here. If they want my product, they just gotta come get it. That's code for I'm not a Twin next season.
No, because they're not gonna come get it.
Because they're not gonna come get it. You know, big brain. He's an Astro next year again.
Maybe Mr. Pena. He might have taken a spot. He's gonna be a Yankee. All the Yankees fans are gonna say, you know what? He is gonna be a Yankee because Judge is gonna leave, and they're gonna be like, well, we got to do something.
Right.
What an upgrade,
man. Eh? Carlos Correa, Aaron Judge, known cheater.
Yeah.
Cheaters.
All right, we made it through.
Yeah,
I mean, we've been podcasting for hours.
I know we've said this multiple times. I feel like this has genuinely been our longest podcast.
I think this one might have
because we didn't get to Albert Pujols until like an hour in.
Yeah, but we got to him, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, and the Blue Jays game I think is about to start. So
it's starting now. So yeah, great. Thanks for having us. We hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to check out BetStamp. Use the promo code ASports, EH Sports, when you sign up. All our social links are in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we will catch you guys next week. We'll be in the postseason.
Go Blue Jays against the Rays.
Let's go Blue Jays.
Against the Rays.